Whoops. Thanks, Travis Moore. Yes, we should hear the voice. So I was just basically talking to myself there for a minute. This stuff is what I've previously tested, what I received from Amazon, and at least it was accurately labeled 8 watt per meter Kelvin, and it leaks a bit of oil, whatever. This is the stuff I tested, which is the 13 watt, right? Which is what shows up on the chart, and this is what I just received 6 containers of. I haven't tested, but it is labeled 13.5 watt. The container looks fine, honestly, other than this being a deeper red than both of these labels, but they could have just faded over time. They're closer to an orange than a red, but I don't think that that's conclusive at all. As far as that goes, the barcodes are the same, based on the patterns, which you can see. So yeah, let's put those aside, make some room here. And I was going to be testing some owl tree pads. We're still going to test owl tree pads today for sure, but I just wanted to test this really quick. So I already tore the car down as far as the rest of the screws, and then I was like, well, I should probably stream this just so, yeah, we get it. We'll do it live. Print sharpness the same. Good question. Let's see. Yeah, it's it's the same font. Okay, if I had to, it's really subtle. It almost seems like, sorry, let's zoom in here, and we're going to turn on autofocus for a bit. Okay, that's the 8 watt stuff. Here's the... No, we're gonna have to do this. Zoom out a little bit here, just so you guys can... Where's my zoom? Let's go to this one. The lights kind of make it hard. I'm sorry, guys. The light's not perfect for this part, but scroll back to the picture, and your 13 and 8 look just like yours. Yeah, like, so historically, I would have called, this would have been the 8, and it is the oranger color, right? And then the 13 that I've tested is a softer, slightly more pink leans towards the pink scale, and this is more towards the salmony color, but still pinkish. And then this stuff comes along, and it's like, to me, it looks a bit more gray and brown. So, yeah, I'm not freaking out or anything, but I was planning on sending some containers of putty to a few people, and I still am, but I want to make sure this stuff's real. Well, that it's the good one. I'll be so pissed off if this is 8 watt stuff, because that's not cool at all. I'm really hoping it's 13.5. Otherwise, it makes it hard to trust, which is not ideal, because it's better for us to have competition in this space than distrust something. So let's we're just gonna open the card up here, and we'll take a quick peek at the Thermalright Odyssey Extreme 1 pads that we tested. I've got the data for it. I haven't processed it yet. But, yeah, this feels like a pressing matter, so... It's a putty. Two Nut 1, 2 Nut 007. Welcome to the stream. Print sharpness, yeah. Say the banana. Scroll back to the picture. Yeah. Travis Moore says the 13.5 watt tested putty itself looks the same as the stuff I bought. Yeah, I think you'll be fine if it's labeled 13 and looks like that light kind of pinkish color. I'm not super concerned. And this could just be a new batch, right? You know, that does happen too, where all of a sudden a product starts selling and then they ramp up production and they have to make like a really big batch of this stuff. It's not like they're constantly making putty, I find manufacturers make batches. This is even for Pentium, right? When I was hoping to originally get some TH949-3, they contacted me. They're like, well, we only have a really small container of it that we could send you, but we're going to be making a new batch. And so I was like, well, I'll wait for the new batch. So, and I still need to get back in touch with them and get that batch. I've been slow to do that based on the shipping price, unfortunately. The texture on the middle one looks like a combination of both. Yeah, I almost wonder, right? If they were like, well, the 8 watt stuff's not great. Source Thunderlight, welcome to the stream. A few days ago, I bought the 13.5 watt for my Switch upgrade. My stakes are not very high, but let's hope it's good. Ma says you put me onto putty. PTM, cheers. Welcome to Team Putty, to all of you that have made the switch. Travis Moore's stuff seems to have worked well, at least. That's good. Mine did not arrive yet. I have yet to test it. Yeah. So, let's just take a quick peek at the core contact patch here. As I've been seeing on the thermal pad testing, on the right-hand side, you can tell the paste is a little bit thicker on both the cooler and on the core, and that's based on the pads being harder to compress than a putty. Other than that, the pads themselves, they look pretty decent as far as contacting the VRAM and compressing. But again, I'm expecting we might see some difference in the core temperatures. So there's that. I'm probably going to just toss. Yeah, because I've got another set of these that I can test on this card if need be. But or maybe I'll save these on a piece of plastic. I do have a bag here. Let's save them. Because I'm likely going to have to get a 6950 XT card pretty soon. And I believe it uses a 1.5 millimeter gap, so I'm going to have to buy quite a few different pads. But first I'll be targeting putties and seeing how they perform on higher resolution testing. Yeah. Dull Razor, welcome to the stream. Sorry for the off-topic question. I wanted to say thanks for the tests. You got some UTP-8 and dropped my VRAM temps by 10 degrees from stock pads. That's awesome, man. Yeah, and I bet I'm willing to bet that under extreme load and overclocking, you'd see that even a larger span difference between stock and a putty. That's where it's like really tends to shine. So, which is good. And I still haven't gotten those makeup wipes because I was at work. I just got back, well, I guess 15-20 minutes ago. And my daughter and wife are out and about somewhere. So I've got a little bit of time to check this stuff out and see. Francesco, hey buddy, how's it going? Which one is software between this and Upsiren UTP-8? I will have to check that in a second. Now, I don't know if I can trust the current, like, stiffness or softness of it, because it just came out of the mailbox. It was a little bit cooler outside. Not freezing temperatures, but it would have been cold overnight. And, it feels cold to the touch, so I'm going to reserve my comparison on its how soft it is for now. Maybe by the end of the stream it will have warmed up to room temperature. And I can do a bit of a comparison. Still waiting on that little Q-tip container that Taylor suggested I get. It should be here soon. It's all your fault, Taylor. Yeah, well, it's not delayed so much as I do find that sometimes stuff from AliExpress, depending on the seller I get it from, it'll take longer. You know, even recently stuff from Middle 999 store has taken a little bit longer to get through customs by like an extra day or two. Not a huge deal. Still all arrives, but like I think this batch of stuff, I'll have to check the store that I got it from. But first I'd like to test it and figure out if it's good or bad. At the same time that I bought these 6 containers of CX, I also bought 6 containers of UTP-8. So I thought there was this, like, potentially a price increase. Well, I ended up being mistaken on that. There was, like, one listing on the Middle 999 store that was almost twice the cost. And I was like, uh-oh. They saw that it performs good and they're going to jack the prices, and I was like, I did a panic buy, but I didn't end up needing to because it's still priced slightly more expensive than CX-H1300 for the current decent price. Okay. Just going to reshape the TGPP10 on the VRMs. It's impressive working with a putty, and it kind of feeling like it stiffens up over time, but then you scoop it up and knead it in your hands for a couple minutes, and it does tend to unexpectedly soften up a bit, so it's kind of cool. Just reshaping this stuff really quick, and then I'll catch up on the comments. Okay, let's get MX4 applied to the core. I'm not going to be running all of the tests on this. I'm just going to be doing a quick little etc hash test. I think that'll be suffice to figure out if this is the right stuff or not. Ma asks, let's see. Oh, the 6950, nice. That's what I have using some K6 or even U6 Pro. Yeah. You know, it's funny. I've seen reference to K6 a couple times, but there's, as far as I know, there's no such thing. And it's kind of odd that Computer Systems GR would have not just kept going with their naming convention. Clearly, they're relying on my channel inadvertently advertising for a product that they don't make, and then capitalizing on that and making money off of it, which is unfortunate. But discards, some of them have slight curve to the die by hotspot temps. Yeah, let's zoom out here. And I'll just move this over here a little bit. Okay, man, I don't know. Let me warm it up first here. We'll need it a little bit, and then I'm gonna figure out how this stuff feels. This is, I don't know. Okay, this doesn't feel great. I'll say that. Like it feels fine. I guess what I'm saying is, it doesn't feel like the CX, like the 13 watt stuff. It currently, like it feels more similar to the 8 watt stuff, but that could just be different batch. So you know, I'm only going to rely on the performance to. I'm going to ignore the color and the texture for now. Let's see what the performance says. I know there's some Amazon stores that seem to be selling the softer pink stuff for sure. There was the Sarah U one, which someone shared in the Discord, and it seemed like the correct color and label and stuff. Yeah. I guess we'll chop it here a little bit. Oh, I'm gonna just dab the surface to make this stuff stick a little bit better. This stuff feels tougher than it should be. I will say that. Maybe it's an old batch. And the color doesn't actually worry me that much. It's really only how this stuff performs that matters the most. But as it stands right now, this stuff is definitely stiffer than UTP-8. Doesn't want to lay down much of a film. There's a little bit of a film, but not much. That's a bit better, actually. Now, it just feels like older chewing gum right now to me. It's kind of, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the performance is like. But frustrating because then I'm gonna, if it's the wrong stuff, I feel like I'm gonna have to wait to get some of the right stuff to send to a few people. I'm gonna roll that a little bit bigger. You guys been watching the Fallout TV show? I'm really liking it. I've only got 2 episodes left. But if you've ever played Fallout the video game, I do recommend. It's pretty accurate to the brand. And I'm definitely enjoying it. I'm just going to lightly press. Yeah, it could be old stock, and in that case, I wouldn't be bothered as much. And I'm hoping that's the case, that this is still the real deal. Yeah, I definitely like it. It's good show. Tilt test, it all holds together. I think we're breaking a new record here. There's 14 people watching. That's awesome. Yeah, my job was actually shorter than I thought it would be. I thought I was going to have to work into the day shift today. But yeah, they finished up last night around, I don't know, 3 o'clock in the morning, so. And then I, once I saw that the job was done, I reset my alarm and slept in a little while, so. Hopefully you guys are having a good weekend. Nice. That one was only out by a quarter turn. That's not bad. Just to show you guys that these are all consistently colored and labeled, let's take a quick look. Let's take a look at the, is there a date on here? 24/03/16. I'm trying to think if I have, I don't have a bag for the other ones. Close by anyways. Okay, this is the stuff that we just opened up, right? Yeah, they're all the same color. And yeah, 13. Okay, interesting. This one, that's interesting. This one doesn't have any markings on it as far as selecting which one it is. See, there's no dot there. That one's got it. That one's labeled 13. That's the one that we opened up. That one's labeled 13. So just one of these containers didn't have any check mark in any of the boxes, and I'm just holding it up to the light a little bit, trying to see if there's any remnant of... It wouldn't be difficult to clean stuff off though with isopropyl, so hard to say. Yeah. Man. That's gonna suck if the stuff's... not the good one. I guess worst case, if it's not, if it's the 8-watt stuff, I'll try and... I'll at least attempt to open up a dispute. But we don't know which way this is going to go yet. But I just figured, yeah, might as well do this on stream so that you guys could see what I was looking at. And also so we could take a peek at the Thermalright Odyssey pads. Yeah, I was sitting in a hotel last night. I found that video from Vic. I think he's in Russia. And it's like a 2-year-old video where he was applying some layered T-Putty 607. And then he also was talking about K5 Pro, and that's what caught my attention, obviously. And yeah, he, at least from the snippets around that, I think it was the 14-minute mark or so, 14 minute 30 seconds, he makes it pretty clear that, yeah, K5 Pro not very good at larger gaps than 0.5 of a millimeter, or anything like intense heat at all. Just say no to K5 Pro. Let's catch up on some questions and comments here. Looks like you guys are having some good chats. Right on. I have not heard you mention this. How come you don't post temps in the videos? Elvis is Sizer 82. I post all my temperatures on the charts. Like I don't know how this is going to perform yet, so I can't comment on its performance. But if you're curious about the charts, you can go to the Google links, Google Drive link in the description. We've also got our Discord channel, my Discord channel, and I've posted the charts there. And then on some of the streams, I do actually process the data, which, let me just check my phone, make sure that wasn't my wife and kid at the door. No. Okay, let's process the data. Yeah, for those of you that want to stick around for that, we're going to look at the data for the Thermalright Odyssey pads. And for those of you that find that part boring, no worries, man. You can check out the chart later in about an hour or so. Maybe a little bit less is when I'll post that stuff. Okay. Let me just open up the tests here. Just gonna minimize that and that. Thermalright Odyssey. Save as. So I got to change it from a CSV file, which is what HWinfo records, into an Excel workbook. So we're just going to do that for all 3 tests. Save framework, yeah. And we'll get to the data in just a moment. Excel, calc, and Kapow. Let's try and get these all over to the other screen. Sorry guys, this part's, I didn't prep for this. I wasn't planning on doing the calculations, but since someone asked about the temperatures, I figured, hey, good opportunity to show how the calculations all work. That's opening. Okay, let me get this so it's screen shared now. And we're also going to open up the VRAM tune chart. And we're going to add oops, that's not thermal take. Thermal right Valorode, that's better. Thermal right Extreme Odyssey 1. Let's make that a little bit smaller. Yeah, that should do. Alright, let's start with this one here. We're gonna make a copy of that. Data, and then I grab, let's see, standard calc sheet, etc hash, move that to the end. So then we go to one of these boxes and we just grab, because right now it's referencing where I grabbed this sheet from, and we just need to change it to, so I go Control C for that part there. I click anywhere down here, doesn't matter. Good, Control A, Control F for find. I click on the replace tab. I paste that in. It's got to have that little apostrophe, and then not apostrophe, yeah. And then just go data, replace all. And yeah, it basically replaces 190,000 values. So I do the test for at least 2 hours. These are actual temps. These are temperature delta. So you can actually see, this is kind of interesting, guys. When there are pads, and it has a little bit harder time compressing the paste, I actually see a gradual improvement, a downtrend on the core and the hotspot, but the memory is pretty consistent. So let's go scroll up here. We're gonna take, and here's my little tattletale to show the lowest voltage that the any of the connectors or the GPU or the PCI Express slot are delivering. It's supposed to be 12 watts, or sorry, 12 volts. 11.9 is good. We're definitely safe in that territory. I was having issues with the 180 degree adapter I was using for a bit there, and it was bad news bears. So let's go to the ETH hash. We're going to take this second hour here. Go Control C, and then all I'm doing now is pasting values. I used to try and make this sheet link to the other sheets, but it got difficult, and it didn't work very well. Because if I moved folders, it would that was me making a simplified chart for the LTT forums and the overclock.net. But let's just paste this in over here. I guess we'll do wrap text on this one. We'll make it double thickness, which is fine. Okay, so we'll go back to this one, and we'll paste values 56.1. Where did I get it? I got this from Amazon. I'm gonna have to check this store in a little bit here. Again, when I list stuff, it doesn't mean you need to buy it from that store. That just happens to be where I sourced it from, so that you guys can kind of see what's going on. 56.1. So we're gonna put it right here. Yeah. Looks, watts are good. So that is where it landed for that. I'm just gonna check what the row height is here. 36. And we might as well do the other ones too while we're at it. I probably have a few more minutes before my wife gets back home. And then I'll look at the OBS screen and catch up on chat once we're done here in a second. So if you guys have any questions while I'm doing this, feel free to write them now. We'll spend a few minutes after we've processed the data and kind of go through the chat a little bit. Oh, shoot, sorry. I was supposed to press escape before I clicked down there. Sometimes that happens. Go Control-C, escape, Control-A, Control-F. Well, I guess I wouldn't have had to do it, but I don't know. Creature habit. Sometimes I like just glancing at the charts a little bit. Almost feels like there's a slight downward trend on the VRAM. I'm noticing the hotspot is on Furmark, which is core intensive as well. But we'll take this data here and put that. Paste values. I'm going to go to the ETC chart for a second. We're going to steal all three of these. Control-C. I guess I'll just go Control-V probably. Oh, I probably messed that up. Yeah, over one. There we go. And we'll do it on Kapow as well. Control-C. And we're going to paste values. 51.3. So 51.3. Okay, now when it matches another one, I go here and I look at the decimal points. We got 51.33, and this one's 51.27. So it's actually going to go ahead of the other one. Not that my testing is that accurate, but we're going to just do that anyways, because we're trying our best here. And we're gonna do better in the future even, so That'll be fun. Yeah, so look at that. That is what I'm talking about right there. That's why pads are not ideal. See how it's like 7 degrees hotter on the hot spot? Right, delta. Here's actual temps. These are delta temps here on this side. These purple columns. And the one that we're focused on is the VRAM for testing putties and pads, but that's why I don't like pads, because it's really hard to get good contact. Let's go and do kapow. This is the most demanding one. This is where I don't use an efficient overclock. For those that are new to the channel, I use an overclock that maxes out the power of the card. So we're taking it right to the limit where you're not going to really operate your cards unless you're an overclocking enthusiast and you enjoy that type of thing. And but it's a good representation of just, and that's at 85% fans, guys. That's all these tests are fixed at 85% fan speed. Sorry, I've been talking a lot and not reading chat. I promise to get to the chat in a second here. I just wanted to do this. I also need to get that the volt monitor pasted all the way down, but I'll do that at some point. So you guys see these little drops here? That's where it either loses contact with the server, the pool that it's mining to at the time. And so if I ever, and we're using data from hour number 2 here, that's what this block represents. But if we saw one of these in hour number 2, I would just go to hour number 3 instead. And we need a clean hour, otherwise that'll change the results. Not by much, because it's only for moments, but we're trying to be as accurate as we can be. Oh, something locked up here on me. Uh-oh. I think I might have froze it. I'll give it a second to think, and I'm going to catch up on the chats now. Did you... Oh, I haven't done the sniff test. You're right, Taylor. That's important. Okay. I'm doing the sniff test right now. Okay, the old containers that I tested, both the 13 watt smells. The 13 and the 8 actually smell similar to me over the previous tested stuff. It's pretty much the same, I think. There's just a slightly stronger smell, but it seems like the same smell. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, here we go. So I'm just going to double check. Yeah, hour number 2 is clean as far as the test is concerned. So we'll use hour number 2. And we'll go to this guy. We'll paste it in here. And we'll also paste it on the Kapow tab. 65.4. Okay, there are no other 65.4s. So we're going to put that. Right there. And let's look at the... Yeah, I'm going to have to make that a bit bigger on the other ones too. It should be... So again, look at the core. It's only a couple degrees, but... Oh, escape. But that couple degrees... Like, imagine buying the best thermal pads that you can buy, you know, and then buying an expensive thermal paste and it just being like 3 or 4 degrees hotter than it should be just because the pads don't allow it to compress. Like, wouldn't that suck? Spending a fortune on like the top dog thermal paste that costs a bunch, and then the hot spot again is 8 degrees warmer than it should be. Not as bad as the Valor Odins. Those are stiffer, so they were like a full 10 degrees hotter on the hot spot, and I'd say, you know, realistically 5-ish, 6 degrees hotter on the core. But we are going to put this flag here just so we have that denoted well enough, and we'll change the date on these, and I'll find out the seller that I've got these from, and we'll save that. So yeah, let's catch up on the chat here. Hoping the UTP-8 arrives this week since the UTP-6. There is no UTP-6, but there is Upsiren U6 Pro. But I know what you mean for sure. Yeah, Maxo, that sucks, right? That Europe is pretty much locked out of U6 and UX from AliExpress. Or at least it seems that way. What else we got? Yeah, the Fallout show is great, man. Got it all. It's got it all. It does. Yeah, I stayed up till like 11 o'clock last night, and when really I should have been sleeping because I was watching that show. Also played a little bit of Helldivers too, which was good. Taylor Sharp Snarks to me, you could get some high CRI LED strips and make your own quality video lighting. I'll have to look into that. Thanks for the suggestion. I don't want to say your name wrong, but I'm going to take a stab at it. Jao Felipe, welcome to the stream. Yo, dude, because of your channel, I changed to putty. Best decision ever in terms of cost and headache reduction. Keep the good content. Cheers from Brazil. Man, Brazil, that's awesome. I'm a big fan of Ayrton Senna. He's like amazing. It was really sad. Yeah. Much love to you, man. Welcome to the stream. Catching up on the chat. We looked at that. Patinky, welcome to the stream. I noticed you in there before a moment ago. I feel like the cups were deeper red logos are counterfeit, and possibly that the 8-watt ones you tested earlier are also counterfeit and not the real thing. Hard to say. Maybe the 8-watt stuff is just not. I don't know who makes CX-H1300, but Taylor has tested it for over 1,000 hours now. The 13-watt stuff, I believe, on it. He's got a cool little hot plate setup thing, and it's good stuff. It honestly is. And yeah, guys, I think that's it for today's stream for now. I'm gonna get this stuff tested out really quick here. I'll probably run it for a couple hours on etc hash, mostly because I'm not going to do firmware or kapow unless I trust it's going to keep stuff cool, and etc is only memory intensive and not much on the core, so that's why it's the test I trust for the most for testing this stuff out. But I'll probably be on later on, and we'll do some the owl tree pads next, which I believe Ventinky you were hoping to test next. So I will catch you guys later on this afternoon, hopefully, or evening, and I hope you guys have a good couple hours or the rest of your day if I don't see you later on. So thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it.